Imagine finding out that your high school sweetheart, the mother of your child, has a hidden secret on her phone with over 1,000 other men. This is exactly what happened to one married man, and it completely turned his world upside down. This post is from the subreddit Relationship Advice. My wife and I are high school sweethearts, and we have a young son together. I have always felt that we had a solid relationship since the very beginning. We met in middle school, started dating as sophomores, and we always knew we would end up together. Fast forward to 2 years ago, we were both newly graduated. I got a solidly paying job right out of college as a writer and editor for a local newspaper. My then-girlfriend and I got a nice apartment in the city, and things were going incredibly smoothly. Around 18 months ago, she told me she was pregnant. We decided to keep the baby, and I got pretty excited at the prospect of being a father. The pregnancy went well, but near the end, she dealt with postpartum depression. She was carrying a little bit of extra weight, and she was clearly upset and insecure about it. She seemed constantly worried that I was cheating on her, even though I had never even considered it. Then last week, my wife left her phone on our kitchen table while she was doing the dishes. It vibrated, and when I glanced over, I saw a new Tinder match notification. My heart instantly started racing. That night, after she fell asleep, my curiosity got the best of me and I opened her phone. She had over 1,000 matches. I didn't dare look at the conversations because it would have killed me. For a whole week, I couldn't eat or sleep. I finally worked up the courage to confront her during Sunday brunch. I told her straight up that I saw a Tinder notification. She immediately opened her profile and showed me everything. It turns out she was telling the truth. She used it strictly as a confidence booster. There were a lot of incoming messages from thirsty guys, but none of which she replied to. There were absolutely no outgoing messages. She explained that she was deeply insecure about her postpartum body and felt I wasn't attracted to her anymore. She knew she was being irrational, and when I asked her to delete the app, she did it instantly. We are now off to couples therapy, and I think we will be all right. What would you do if your partner was practically living in your apartment, eating your food, and skyrocketing your utility bills, but flat out refused to move in or help you pay for a single thing? This next story shows the exact moment a young woman realized she wasn't dating a man. She was raising a child. This next post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole? I am a 19-year-old female and my boyfriend and I have been together for almost 2 years. I moved into my own one-bedroom apartment about 6 months ago. I live alone, pay all my bills by myself, and buy my own groceries. My boyfriend comes over every single day. I get home from work, and by the time I am out of the shower, he's already at my apartment. Recently, I noticed a massive increase in my bills. My utility bill went up significantly, and he has been staying there even when I'm not home, taking showers, leaving the lights on, and watching TV. On top of that, my groceries are running out way faster than they should. The breaking point happened 2 weeks ago. Every payday, I buy a 12-pack of soda, which usually lasts me an entire month. But within 2 weeks, they were all gone. While we were watching TV, he ordered a pizza and offered to grab me a drink. I asked for a water. He grabbed himself a soda, drank it, got up for a second one, and then walked to the fridge to grab a third. I quickly interrupted him and said, "Nope, you are not drinking all the sodas I just bought. If you are still thirsty, you can have a water." He got mad, clenched his jaw, and snapped, "What are you, my mom?" I replied, "No, but I'm your girlfriend and you didn't buy those." I did. The next day, I asked him why he wouldn't just officially move in with me since he basically lives here anyway. He flat out said, "No, I don't want to." When I pressed for a reason, he gave weak excuses about wanting to finish school, even though he isn't even enrolled. Finally, he admitted the truth, saying, "I just don't want to move out of my parents' house. I like having no responsibilities." Hearing that completely opened my eyes. I took his spare key back and told him that until he learns to respect my space and contribute, he cannot just use my apartment as a free hotel. I realized he is just a child who doesn't want to grow up, and I don't want that around me forever. Some people just don't know how to keep their passive-aggressive comments to themselves. But when a toxic wedding guest decided to insult a bride's appearance, her husband decided to launch a brilliant, multi-year plan of petty revenge that will leave you laughing out loud. This final story is a brilliant case of petty revenge. My wife's friend got married a couple of years back. She made her wedding a brutal, 3-day-long event with multiple meals, 2 separate ceremonies, and different strict dress codes for every single segment. By the 3rd day, my wife and I were completely exhausted. On the final morning, we got up early, got dressed into our 4th formal outfit of the weekend, and went to the final brunch. When we arrived, her friend greeted us, looked at my wife, and said in a highly judgmental tone, "Oh, hi, babe. Wow, you look so comfy." It was a blatant passive-aggressive insult, implying that my wife hadn't tried hard enough with her appearance. My wife, being sweet, tried to brush it off as wedding stress. But I decided right then and there that this person was a jerk, and I would slowly repay her for years to come. Since that day, whenever we meet at various social gatherings, I make it a point to deliver the most calculated, backhanded compliments. I smile warmly and tell her things like, "I just love how you don't care about vanity at all. You just go with that natural look, who cares what people think?" Or, "You look super comfy today." I have also told her, "I really wish I had your careless attitude with arriving whenever you want, but unfortunately, I always have to show up on time for things." The greatest part of this revenge is watching her face. You can literally see the gears turning in her head as she desperately tries to figure out if I am being nice or insulting her. I plan to continue doing this until this person is completely out of our lives.